Namaste and welcome to this journey of self-discovery through Vedanta. Let me begin by asking you a couple of simple questions. What is it that you seek in life? Is it happiness, peace, fulfilment, perhaps a sense of purpose? No matter your answer, the search has to ultimately lead you to the same truth, understanding your own self. And this understanding is what Vedanta offers. Before seeking God, or that which runs and controls everything, or the true meaning of life, have you ever paused to consider the source of your questions, or who it is that asks them? Vedanta guides you towards understanding your true self, birthless, eternal, formless, attributeless, and all-pervading. It saddens me to come across religious teachers and leaders who perpetuate the notion that learning Vedanta is overly complex and requires years and years of practice under great teachers. This contradicts the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, which emphasizes that attaining supreme knowledge is actually very simple. In the second Shloka of the 9th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Krishna declares, "This is the royal science, the supremely holy and profound secret that can be experienced directly and with ease. It is very easy to practice and is everlasting." Vedanta, the highest stage of Vedic studies, is not just a philosophy. It's the highest truth. It is a lens through which we can view the universe, the self, and everything in between. It's the final and most profound teaching, the PhD of spiritual studies, so to speak. But before we delve into Vedanta, let's talk about where most spiritual journeys begin. It is dualism. For many people, it's comforting to imagine a divine being watching over them, guiding their lives, rewarding virtues and punishing vices. Temples, rituals, and prayers often form the foundation of this belief. It's a beautiful beginning, no doubt, a vital step in one's spiritual journey. For some people, the reassurance that there is someone above taking care of their needs provides much needed solace. However, dualism, the belief in a separate God residing in a distant heaven, can be compared to the early stages of education, like attending kindergarten in the school of spirituality. Kindergarten is a wonderful place to start, filled with important lessons and joyful discoveries, but it's meant to lead us to more advanced learning. Similarly, spiritual growth invites us to move beyond dualistic thinking and explore the vast ocean of wisdom that Vedanta offers. Sadly, many elderly people leave this world without experiencing or at least tasting the profound bliss that comes with self-knowledge, a bliss arising from a refined and pure state of mind, as Krishna beautifully explains towards the end of chapter 2 in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. In Shlokas 42, 43 and 44 of the second chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Krishna speaks of those who remain enamored by flowery words, rituals and promises of heavenly rewards. He says unintelligent people who have minds full of desires are attracted by the flowery statements in the Vedas, and they consider heaven as their highest goal. For them, there is nothing else higher than it. They speak about the rites as prescribed in the Vedas, which get them good birth, power, and enjoyment. While these practices have their place, they are stepping stones, not the destination. All of us went through kindergarten and primary school, but didn't stay back there, did we? Advaita Vedanta, or non-dual Vedanta, begins where duality ends. It is certainly not a belief system, but a super science which can explain all other sciences. The goal is to realize that the divine you seek is not separate from you. You are not a limited being praying to an infinite God. Instead, you are that infinite reality itself. The subjective awareness in you, without any attributes such as body, gender, and name, is what you truly mean by your self, and this self is that all-pervading self. This truth is encapsulated in Mahavakyas or great declarations of the Upanishads, such as Ayamatma Brahma, the self is Brahman, and Tattvamasi, that you are. Vedanta invites you to see beyond your physical body, beyond your mind, and beyond all labels to recognize your true essence, pure consciousness. But how do we shift from dualism to a higher understanding? After all, most people, including those who have not converted to organized religions but remain within the Sanatana Dharma, are raised with a dualistic mindset, viewing God as separate from themselves, someone to be prayed to for blessings and favors. The journey begins with a reflection on the teachings of great masters and scriptures. For example, in chapter 2, Shloka 46 of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna states, "For a man of self-realization, the purpose served by the Vedas is as much as what a small well does when it is flooded everywhere." This shloka reminds us that while rituals and practices have their place, they are merely drops compared to the vast reservoir of self-realization. The journey to Vedanta doesn't mean abandoning rituals or temples overnight. It's about introspection and gradual evolution. Start by questioning, who am I beyond my body and mind? What is the nature of the world around me? Why am I doing whatever I'm doing? And if I'm doing something religious, expecting something in return, am I not going against Shloka 247, in which Krishna says, "You only have the right to work, but never to claim its results. The results of your actions should never be a motive, but at the same time, you should not be attached to inaction." Engage in self-observation. Meditate on your true self, free from external identifications. Read and reflect on the teachings of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, particularly its emphasis on selfless action and equanimity. In chapter 2, Shloka 45, Bhagavan Krishna advises Arjuna, "Rise above dualities and from all anxieties for gain and preservation, and be established in the self." This is the essence of Vedanta, freedom from duality, from the endless cycle of gain and loss, and from the mistaken belief that happiness lies outside of you. Atheism, defined as the rejection of divine entities like God, is a term I avoid because it indirectly acknowledges the very concept it denies. By rejecting the idea, one still legitimizes its existence as something to oppose. Much like denying unicorns still implies recognizing them as a concept. This is why I prefer not to use the term at all. Now, some may fear that Vedanta denies God, but this is a misunderstanding. Vedanta doesn't negate God as such, it redefines God. It reveals that the divine is not a separate entity sitting in judgment. God is everything and everything is God. It is the very essence of your being, your subjective awareness, the consciousness that illuminates all your experiences. Rituals and prayers are not wrong, they are tools. They are meant to lead you to this ultimate truth, not replace it. They certainly can help in purifying the mind and in developing focus. Why stop at the early stages of spiritual understanding when the ultimate truth is within reach? Why settle for the first steps when you can progress to exploring the very fabric of existence? Vedanta does not ask for blind belief. In fact, not a single shloka in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, which I refer to as the nectar of all the Upanishads, has Krishna asking Arjuna to believe in him. Remember, belief is a matter of faith, whereas true knowledge arises from experience. Vedanta invites you to question, explore, and experience. It is a journey of reason, reflection, and realization. In the 13th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that great sages have sung about the absolute truth in various ways. They have stated the truth in Vedic hymns and have described it in the Brahma Sutras through reason and logic with unambiguous evidence. As you reflect on these teachings, remember that Vedanta is not just an intellectual pursuit. It is an experiential journey. It's about living the truth by understanding it and not by simply obeying instructions or listening to someone. The teachings of Vedanta are like a mirror showing you your true self, a self that is eternal, unchanging, and infinite. The Srimad Bhagavad Gita and the Upanishads are not ancient relics but living, breathing wisdom, as relevant today as they were thousands of years ago. Their extensive use of analogies preserves deep truths, enabling them to be decoded and understood in any era. Regardless of the time we live in, they address our challenges, struggles, doubts, and fears, offering solutions rooted in clarity and understanding. Each step towards self-realization brings you closer to inner freedom. You begin to perceive the world as it truly is, an expression of existence and consciousness free from attachment or aversion. You no longer chase fleeting pleasures or fear losses, for you discover the boundless source of joy within yourself. A person endowed with such profound knowledge remains unshaken by external challenges or the actions of others, embodying true strength and tranquility. This realization doesn't isolate you from the world, it fosters a profound connection with it. You begin to see yourself reflected in others and others in yourself. Compassion flows effortlessly, and life unfolds with a sense of unity and understanding, free from conflict and division. As Bhagavan Krishna assures us in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, those who tread this path never face destruction. Even a little progress in this journey protects one from great fear. So take heart and know that every effort you make towards self-realization is a step towards eternal freedom. Now, I warmly invite you to join me in diving deeper into this profound knowledge. Together, let us study the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, immerse ourselves in its teachings, and uncover practical ways to apply its timeless wisdom in our everyday lives. Let us journey beyond duality and rituals to realize the oneness that has always been with us. You are welcome to explore the Srimad Bhagavad Gita resources available on my blog, YouTube channel, and platforms like Amazon. These tools are here to support your path. The path is illuminated and the light is shining. All it takes is the courage to take the first step. Are you ready to realize your infinite nature? Before concluding, here are two shlokas from the Avadhuta Gita and the last shloka of the Brahma Jnana Valimala by the revered Sri Adi Shankaracharya, of whom the seeker is a humble pupil. Avadhuta Gita, Shloka 5, Chapter 1. The quintessence of the whole of Vedanta is this knowledge, this supreme knowledge that I am by nature, the formless and all-pervading Atman or Self. Shloka 1, Chapter 8. By going on a pilgrimage to seek you, I have disregarded your omnipresence. By meditating upon you, I visualized you in my mind in a form and have thereby disregarded your formless nature. And by singing your praise, I have described you, ignoring your indescribable nature. Forgive my three sins. The last shloka of the Brahma Jnana Valimala by Adi Shankaracharya. I am the inner light, the outer light, the indwelling light, and higher than the highest. I am the light of the lights, the self-luminous, the light. I am the auspicious one. If you've stayed with me this far, thank you. I deeply appreciate your presence and engagement. I look forward to walking this transformative journey with you. Om Tat Sat. Thank you. Stay blessed. Jai Shri Krishna.